Compression is perhaps one of the most arcane, difficult, and confusing topics for those trying to enter into pro audio. Compression is a means to get rid of dynamic range, to make the differences between the loudest portions and the quietest portions in your program material as small as possible, or as small as you require. It is not a effect or process which gives off gigantic obvious changes such as equalization or effects such as delay and reverb. It's one that in fact tries in most cases to even everything out. Almost everything that we're going to hear in at least pop, rock, modern radio hit type songs are going to be heavily compressed. I'm going to play an unmixed rock track with the raw vocals, raw everything actually, completely unmixed, and you can hear what the result would be without any type of compression whatsoever. Let's have a listen. Poor guy, he's just washed out. What did he even say at the end there? As we can see here, by the end, he really is at the end of his breath, and for dramatic purposes, he's speaking that last section much more quietly. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the inserts here, and we are going to load a compressor. As you can see, remember me talking about dynamics? We've got the compressors in here under dynamics. Now let's load up the default Steinberg compressor. We're going to go back to the start of the vocals here. Alright, now we can see we've got a lot to look at here, and this is a simple compressor. What we're worried about, first and foremost, is the threshold. This is the mark above which the compressor will be triggered. So we've got to find our threshold. We want, so we can see where the loudest bits are. What we want is the compressor to be kicking in somewhere in here, in this material that's significantly louder, so that we can turn up the whole track and thus hear the quiet parts. So I'm going to play, and I'm going to adjust the threshold until I see the compressor working and giving us gain reduction in this column here. There we go. And we can see, if we watch this again, anytime it's one of these loud spikes in the words, the compressor is going to kick in and give us GR, gain reduction. It's going to turn down the signal for those loud parts. And remember that bit at the end, we have no idea what he's saying. You'll notice it will not do any gain reduction. That part is too quiet to trigger the compressor. For the next set of controls, we have the attack, hold, and release. These are the time-based controls that will tell the compressor how fast to act. Times are given in milliseconds. Right now the attack is at 1 millisecond and will basically start turning down program material at the exact moment that it's detected. Then you can control how long the compressor will keep the material turned down by using the holds and the release functions. The hold will hold for exactly as long as you tell it. Right now, 1,000 some milliseconds, so over a second it will keep it turned down for. And once it's done turning it down, this is how fast or slow it will return back to no gain reduction whatsoever. Just for fun, let's take a look at what happens if we leave this at a second and another half a second release. Watch the gain reduction. As you can see, gain reduction is on all the time now because there's far more than a second and a half before his next loud spike that will turn on the compressor. Okay, we're getting there. It's going to take some fine tuning, but we're getting there.
All along selling land, making money, it's a living man.
Oh, we're able to hear those last words now. It's a living man. Still quiet, still needs more work. Let's get to work on this.